Hello and welcome back. Just thought I'd give you an update on the progress of this Studer A810 that I've been working on for the last for a little bit now. Anyway, what's happening here now is I just completed the calibration, and in my other videos, I've always said that the calibration step is the most confusing, and it's all because of how the manuals are written. You never know when they're talking about different levels, and of course you have like the operating level and all kind of levels that are not um, defined clearly in the manual. But of course, like I always say, the manuals were written for people who have gone through their service program, so they would know what back in the day what all those terms mean. So 50 years later, almost 50 years later, they didn't anticipate that people like myself would be working on these things anymore. So just want to show you where I'm at. So like I say, in previous video, I find it challenging to be working and doing video at the same time. It's I'm not an expert at it as yet, so it will take some time. But what happened is I'm using an ATR tape. What is it? ATR. I'm using this ATR 36. I don't see the model number on it, but it's an ATR long plane tape. I think it's M36, I think they call it. And just to recap, I recapped the entire deck and put in Nichigan capacitors in it, so all went well. The deck was serviced before I bought it, so I didn't redo the motor or anything. So I just did not touch the motors, nor the mechanical parts of it. The only thing I changed was the pinch roller. The pinch roller was kind of not in a good shape, so I bought a brand new pinch roller for it. So what happened was I calibrated the deck for 15-inch and 7.5 inch per second, because I have those MRL calibration tapes. I do not have 3.75 calibration tape. I might buy that later on. But for people who have one of these decks and are going to try to refurbish it or calibrate it, I would say take your time and go through the manual and read as much as you can about calibration, and also join the tape forums like tapehead.com. tapehead.net, tapeheads.net. It's a wonderful forum, and I have I've consulted the members there many times on calibration, and they must be tired of me by now. But hey, that's how you're gonna learn. You gotta ask questions. So anyway, this is the manual, and the manual is kind of confusing, where they talk about, for example, when they talk about, they will say like in this paragraph here, they said the level of this section is approximately 20 dB below CCIR. Right? So they're saying right there, right there is reference to people who are calibrating using CCIR calibration curves on this deck. They didn't mention anything about NAB. right? It would be good if they had said minus 10 dB for nab or 0 dB for 15 inch or so. So that kind of threw me off, because I kind of think that the entire thing was to be calibrated at 20 dB down, which isn't so, because this is a nab deck, not a CCIR deck. And so I use my trusted leader to complete the calibration. I used this before, but it's worked fine. It works fine, but to be honest, I like to see the meter moving. Kind of give me a better feel that, you know, I'm in the right space. Whereas the digital, it keep just flashing all the time. And I use this my flute meter here to kind of verify the voltage readings and the frequency reading, but it only can do so much. It can't go down level at like 20 dB down. It can't do that, so I rely on this thing here. This one has a speaker in it, so when you do the levels and stuff, you will hear the speaker through this. So I just run the output through this to just to get the speaker, or I just use my headphone in the deck. But I use this one to calibrate everything, and it works fine. So I just did a recording on it just to test it, because what happened was I calibrated it, and then at 7.5, calibrate. This thing holds two calibration, right? It has the 7.5 and the 15.5. It can also do 30 inch per second, right? So I just did these 15 and 7.5. The 7.5 works pretty good. I mean, no problem with the input and output. It's all equal. It sounds awesome. So I did the 15 inch per second calibration, and that was off. I mean, it sounded terrible. It looked like something with the bias. I didn't had too much bias or something, but it just didn't sound right. So I take my time and I went over it, and today, and I just completed it, and it's working just fine. I did a recording, and all the levels were good. Everything, you know, at the right level. So this deck is all good now, and like I say, this is my deck, my personal deck, so it's not going anywhere. And compared to adjusting trim pots, I find it very easy to just use these buttons here to do the levels. Right, you have the different level, treble record, bass repo, level record, treble. So it's very easy, and plus the tape I use is this MRL tape for the 15 inch. This is a double speed tape, right? So you'll notice that it says 1 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, 100 hertz, 8 kilohertz, and 16 kilohertz. These are at minus 10 dB for 7.5 inch per second, and 0 dB for 15 inch per second, right? So in doing this deck, in calibrating the frequency response, the EQ on this deck, I had to use 10 kilohertz. The manual says to use 12 kilohertz, but there's no 12 kilohertz on this tape, so I just have to use what I have. So, but all ends well. The deck is working fine, and No issues so far. Now I'm gonna put it back together sometime this week. I have the side panels. You remember one video I showed you the side panels that looking just like this one down here. So side panels are really beautiful, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Anyway, I just thought I'd just give you a little follow-up on it. Yeah, just read the manual, download the manual from what is it, Hi-Fi Engine, and just take your time. Join the forums and ask questions. That's it. I notice a lot of people have been asking questions on YouTube, but you can't get any troubleshooting done on YouTube. The best place to do it is get to the forums, and people will answer the call for sure. I was gonna play what I recorded, but I got word from YouTube that I need to take off some of my video with music. And I remember just a couple weeks ago I did a video and my computer was on. Right there, my computer was on, and there was a video playing with some car racing, and they captured that and flagged me. So that's why I don't have any music playing on this one. All right, so that's about it, YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.